It's a pleasure to meet you, Tom.
Thank you.
What an
Likewise.
exciting film to be part of. So what would you say was the most exciting and challenging part?
Well, it was all very exciting because I knew that we were making a good film. It was also incredibly challenging. The dietary side of things, the physical side of things, the emotional side of things were all very tough. But to make a film like this about real people, you have to make a real film, and you have to really try and experience what it is they went through. And I could never do that because what they went through is unimaginable. But it was all tough for the right reasons.
Besides the books that are available, is there any available, additional documentation about the facts? 'Cause
Yes.
it's true facts.
We had this one documentary, I forget the name now, it was a black and white documentary of what a whale hunt would have looked like. And one thing that amazes me about these whale hunts is that once they would secure a harpoon in the whale, they would go on what's called a Nantucket sleigh ride, where the whale would drag their little whaleboat through the ocean. And these would go on for 5-6 miles. So by the time you've finished, you can no longer see the ship. You're just in the middle of the ocean fighting a whale. So I can't quite comprehend what it would be like to go through that. I also can't quite figure out who was the first person to try that, because that's just crazy. Just like to see a whale and be like, yeah, I'll try that. But yeah, they're incredibly courageous and also very noble men.
And you learn a lot about marine life in projects like this one, right?
Yeah.
Did you get to see whales? Because I know there's a lot of computer-generated things.
We saw. It was funny in the film. The moment where Sam Keeley, one of the actors in the film, spots whales off the boat, he shouts "blows, blows," which is the water flying in the air. And there was actually a pod of pilot whales swimming by, and everyone sort of rushed to the side to look at them. And it was quite a magical moment, really, because it almost felt like the whales sort of like came to say hello and said, "You're doing a good job, keep going." But that's the only whale I've ever seen.
What I love about Ron Howard is that he's a very immersive director. You feel like, this is the project every time. What did you enjoy most about working with him?
Well, first let me say I was incredibly privileged to work with him, and I loved working with Ron. He's so prepared in everything that he does. It sort of gives him like a level of. So he's very calm, and that makes us calm. Because if your director's freaking out, then you're going to freak out because what's going on. But because he's so calm all the time, it means that you can sort of relax and trust him and know what he is doing is the right thing to do. He's also, everything that Ron has achieved in Hollywood, his ego is intact. He is without ego. And this makes him incredibly approachable, incredibly nice, hardworking, and also just easy to work with. Yeah. There's never a moment that you can't go to Ron and be like, actually, I've got a question. He's always available, he's always ready, and he's a real actor's director. He's never just stuck behind the monitor. He's always running backwards and forwards to set, giving you notes, and he's also just a really nice guy. He just is like genuinely one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.